Tonight's breaking story, mounting reports of possible catastrophic engine failure on the newer 2022 GR86 and BRZ. Sources say that a factory robot got carried away with RTV sealant on the oil pan. The results, clogged pickup tubes and loss of oil pressure. But is this a problem? Does your car need immediate service? And can these 4 mods improve the reliability of your FA24 engine? The Grippy 4 News team investigates. Reports suggest that excessive RTV sealant on the FA24 may break loose and clog the pickup tube, and in severe cases, starve the engine, ultimately resulting in irreversible engine damage. Long right-hand turns in HPDE environments have also been known to cause oil starvation. To understand the gravity of this situation, we go to our field reporter, Nolan, working alongside Nolan, who's preparing to tear into Nolan's BRZ. Thank you, Nolan. I'm here reporting live from Balt Autosport, where another BRZ has fallen victim to the potential RTV issue. For the last hour, we've worked tirelessly to remove this oil pan.
Government contracts. You need professional help. Subaru exhaust stud moment, honestly. Come on, give me a little more. Hey, remember when we were doing your engine and I was like, let's replace these exhaust studs? And then I was like, never mind.
I'm here with Nolan. What can you tell us about the RTV crisis?
Nothing good.
Is it cause for concern?
It could be.
How much RTV is in the oil pan?
Some.
Would it cause any damage?
It might.
Back to you, Nolan.
Is it a real concern? I mean, do I think you should stop driving your car right now and take the oil pan off and do this, or it's gonna blow up tomorrow? Probably not, but if you are kind of pushing the car hard and worried about maybe oil pressure and temp issues, then it might be a good idea. In the case of this car, there wasn't too much RTV in the pickup screen. I've definitely seen cars both in person and pictures online with just absolutely massive globs piled up on the pickup. In the case of what we found on this car, there was so little in the pickup, I don't think it's really gonna cause any short-term or long-term damage. But if you have the car where it's globbed up there so much that it's blocking a majority of the flow, you're then looking at a reduction in oil pressure, which in the short term, but almost certainly in the long term, is going to lead to increased engine wear and potentially catastrophic engine failure. But ultimately, you don't know how much is in your pickup. Whether it's a brand new car or you bought it used, you don't know what's in there. My point of view on it is, if this was truly a widespread and detrimental issue to the engine, that these cars would be blowing up left and right. And really, from what I've seen, they're not.
But there's also another problem with the BRZ, oil starvation. During sustained right-hand turns, oil will slosh into the left side of the oil pan, causing 3 things. 1, your oil pickup may not pick up oil. 2, you will lose oil pressure. And 3, you will have a loss of engine lubrication. An improvement would be the Greddy oil baffle, which we have. However, YouTube data does suggest that this provides limited to no improvement with oil slosh or reduction of oil pressure. Now, Veris did come out with a completely new redesigned oil pan, but I don't have one. With the oil pan out, we're gonna do whatever we can to help mitigate these problems until we can acquire the new Veris pan. It will help a little bit, maybe, but it's not the right solution for full track use. That's where things get serious and require a non-negotiable upgrade. Here's the problem. Oil gets hot, really hot, especially on track. The factory cooling oil system is not designed to withstand the extreme track conditions. When you push the limit and the oil starts to overheat, oil becomes thinner. This causes reduced oil pressure, all things that can lead to engine failure. That's where the Noble thermostatic oil cooler comes in. A complete kit with a 14-row core, shroud, lines, and sandwich plate. all finished in a beautiful powder-coated satin black. Being thermostatic, it has a built-in thermostat that only opens when the oil has reached operating temperatures. This allows the engine to heat up before sending oil to the cooler. It's designed to fit on the right side of the car inside the bumper. The shroud peeks through the grille to direct outside air through directly into the core and exit into the wheel fender liner. With this setup, we avoid blocking the radiator and air conditioning condenser. After mocking up the cooler location, the lines were ran under the front crash bar and up through the left side light. As the oil heats up, the sandwich plate is closed. Once the oil is up to temp, oil is sent through the lines into the core. Air is redirected into the shroud through the core, cooling down the oil. The cooled down oil returns back through the sandwich plate into the system. With all that air coming in, it needs to exit properly. This required marking up an exit hole, cutting it out, and adding a mesh barrier. Now all the air that comes through has a simple exit to keep airflow moving. With everything tightened to spec, we needed one addition to complete the full proper setup. But none of this matters if we don't know our oil temps or our oil pressures. The Innovate MTX Digital combines oil pressure and oil temperature into one digital display. But we need two things: access to oil and power. The Noble sandwich plate in our oil cooler kit has two NPT ports, giving us direct access for our sensors. But no car project is complete without headache.
It's like serious pressure on that to get it to turn.
NPT stands for National Pipe Tapered Thread, and it's exactly as it sounds. Two tapered threads that when together create a secure, leak-free connection. Our sensors were only partially threading in.
That one gets tight like way sooner though. That one I'm a lot more worried about.
You can't just crank it down because you risk cracking the entire port. But before we went to drastic measures, we left it as is with thread sealant to see if it would be enough.
Yeah, it looks like it's leaking, so we'll have to run a tap through these ports and get a little more thread engagement.
The leak is unfortunate, and it's surprising that out of the box there was limited thread engagement. But the fix is simple. An NPT tap can be ran through the ports, and after diligently cleaning out the threads, the sensors have a deeper, snug fit. After a test and leak-free confirmation, we came across the next headache: bumper fitment with the oil cooler. The cooler was not peeking out of the grill and was fully blocking and hitting the bumper, which wouldn't let it go back to its proper place. However, after a quick adjustment to the brackets, everything was positioned properly as intended, and with everything all set in the engine bay, the final stretch was properly wiring the gauge.
So we are looking for 12 volts on a fuse. And then once we find 12 volts, we're gonna turn the ignition off and see if it turns off, because we don't want the gauge on all the time. So we're gonna go through these and say, like, what about the radio? Well, that one's got 12 volts, so that might be a good start. That one's got 12.
For gauge placement, we opted for a 3D printed pod that fits nice and snug into the driver's side AC vent.
Didn't want to move.
However, it did require minor modification for proper fitment.
We've got 3 wires here that aren't terminated in a connector, so these are our power, gonna be switched 12 volt from the car, ground for the car, and then the white wire is for the dimming function when you turn your headlights on. Not sure if we're gonna use that yet, so we're just gonna worry about these two and see kind of where it stands. You say we don't need those things. They make like adapter crimps. Dang, that's really not gonna be happy with that routing. That worked out really, wow. Look at that pressure, baby. Only thing you can set is the unit, and then if you want the alarm, and then what would trigger the alarm. I'd say like 10 is probably good. If you're seeing dips below 10, there's probably something wrong. I'd say green min is, we'll do 100 degrees max, because this shit runs hot. You gotta be careful. You got like an LS3, 300 degree like oil temp. It doesn't care. It loves it. It's like my oil is like hot as the surface of the sun. I don't even care.